everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. I cannot resist being outside because it's finally Arizona's version of fall, so it's in the 70s, it's really gorgeous, and I feel like I've been cooped up in my office all summer long, so I just had to come outside today while I filmed this and enjoy as much of this beautiful weather as possible. With that being said, if you haven't already, please make sure you make sweet love to that subscribe button, give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this content designed to help you with your mental health or help you help someone else. Today I want to share something with you guys that I have kind of been keeping to myself, hoarding it all right here, and I am excited to finally share that I have decided to go back to school. I know it doesn't fit the social clock, but it is something for a myriad of reasons I really feel drawn to do. So I am here today to explain what I've been doing, why I've been doing it, and see what you think. So I guess the first order of business is, what exactly am I doing? Well, I'm going back to get my bachelor's in forensic psychology, and there's several specific reasons for this field, but there's several specific reasons that I want to go back to college in general. So I'm going to start with my personal reasons, and then we'll go into why this field specifically. I want to lead with this one because it's really kind of my driving factor and my passion in this. It's going to be the thing that I always come back to when I go, no, finals week, this is what I'm going to come back to, is that I needed to take my power back. I dropped out of high school because I was sexually assaulted, and I never wanted to see his face again. I never wanted to look at him, I never wanted to deal with him, I never wanted to be in his presence. I just didn't want anything to do with him. So I dropped out of high school, and this was the one decision I ever made that really broke my parents' heart. It really broke their hearts and really disappointed them. But I gave up my education for someone who didn't deserve it. And then in my early 20s, I decided that I was going to go to community college to get some classes. I was just going to take some classes at community college, and I had a degree in mind that I wanted to pursue at the time, but the guy who ended up being my son's father ended up coming back here to Arizona. I was in California, and I chased him. He left me, I chased him. My college was completely paid for by a woman that I had done some humanitarian interaction with and stuff. She'd helped me with my iguana, and I had tried to help her with her outreach and stuff in rescue. And I gave up paid for college for a guy. So twice I gave my power away, and I gave up something that meant a lot to me. And I just got to a point in my life and a point in my journey where I said, you know what, I'm going to listen to Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. It's never too late to correct a mistake, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to correct this mistake. I'm going to do it because I want to take my power back from the person who sexually assaulted me and from my ex, and also because I want to honor my parents' memory. I always tell people that when we lose somebody, the best thing we can do is to find ways to honor their memory, find ways to connect to their love and their wisdom, and I feel that this is the perfect way to do that. So I literally woke up one morning and decided that this was what I had to do. This is what I'm going to do. It wasn't something that was building. It's just something that I woke up one morning and went, whoa, I really should do this. And I just had this inspiration, and everything kind of fell into place. And I'll go over that, don't worry. But all these different things just started to fall into place. And I said, yeah, the universe is telling me that I need to do this. But another thing that really inspired me was that my son kept coming to me. He's 11, and he kept saying, I want to be a YouTuber. And he brags to his friends that I'm a YouTuber, which is fine. I have nothing against YouTubers, obviously, but he just aspires to be a YouTuber, and he wants to play games and stuff and do streams, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have anything against that, but I told him, look, here's the thing. It's for every Mr. Beast. He watches Mr. Beast. I don't, so I'm not really familiar with his content, but he watches Mr. Beast. I said, for every Mr. Beast, or we watch Ryan George and Film Theories with Matt Pat and things like that. For every one of those, there's a million people that have have 10 subscribers and can't really get their channel off the ground. And I don't want to discourage you, but you can't go in thinking that it's a quick $1 million or something, because it's not. And even those people that do have millions of subscribers, it's still very hard to make a living on YouTube. And I said, it's a great hobby, it's a great way to connect with people, it's a great platform to share messages or something just to do for fun. And I said it would just really be sad, because you have so much to offer and you're so smart and you're so driven that I think that you could offer more to the world than that. And maybe you can use YouTube as a platform to do more with whatever it is you decide to do, or maybe you can use that just as something to do for fun in your spare time. Go on, play the game, stream, whatever you're gonna do, but I just think that you can do more. I think that you're meant for more. But then I realized, okay, I need to practice what I preach, because even though I do have a day job, this is not my day job. Actually, most of the money that I do generate from this channel, which isn't a lot, all goes toward my mental health outreach. So Patreon support, live stream, stuff like that, all goes toward my mental health outreach. And most of my stuff here isn't even monetized because of copyright and stuff. So I'm not making $1 million. And I just wanted to be realistic with him and not shatter his dream, still allow him to connect to that if that's what he wants to do, but just in a realistic way, so that he's not disappointed when he doesn't have 2 million followers overnight. I also think that this is a really awesome opportunity to expand my mental health outreach, because now I'll have even more accolades so that I can expand my mental health outreach. And obviously I'm always looking for ways to do that, for ways to grow this passion of mine and grow what I can do to help the world and to help other people who are struggling. And I think that this would give me an opportunity to do that, because with a bachelor's degree in forensic psychology, I can be a police consul, I can be a research assistant, so I can be part of the solution and just continue to move this conversation forward and move our research forward, move our world forward when it comes to mental health. And my last personal reason is because I want to prove to myself that I can, that I'm smart, that I can do hard things, because be it the bullies in my head, or the bullies on the playground, or the bullies growing up, or the bullies in the relationships, some of the relationships I was in, there was a lot of emotional toxicity, and it really took its toll on my self-esteem and on my self-worth. And I kind of woke up a while back, a few years ago now, and realized, wow, I don't think very highly of myself sometimes, and a lot of the times, and that's just not okay. And I feel like this is just another way to prove to myself, prove to my shadow, and to prove to all of those people, even though they don't need proving to, I want to prove it to them, that I am smart and that I am capable and that I can do challenging things and things that don't come easy, don't come free, don't just get handed to you. You know, I can do these things because I have a lot of motivation, a lot of really personal motivation. I am going to get that graduation that person took away from me. I'm going to walk across that stage with my parents' wedding bands here around my neck and honor them in that way. And I'm going to make a difference in the world. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of why forensic psychology specifically. And there's several reasons for that, but first and foremost, I want to share with you something I haven't shared here on the channel before. It's something I don't really talk about a lot. I have a felony on my record. It was when I was barely 18, so it's almost 2 decades old. Don't do the math. And I can never escape that. It's something that's now on my record for the rest of my life, and I've lost job opportunities, I've lost volunteer opportunities. There's things that I just can't do because of this, despite the changes I've made and despite all of my personal growth. This is just a scar on my resume that now I can't escape. And I was just a dumb teenager at the time that made a really big mistake, but I paid for that mistake, and I did my time, and I tried to make things right, but the way our system's set up, sometimes you can't. With that being said, I know what it's like for someone to look at you and think that you're less than human, that you don't deserve a chance, that you don't deserve energy, that you don't deserve that opportunity. And there's something that's called the just world phenomenon, which is where we think that bad only happens to evil people and good only happens to good people. So being a good person is rewarded and being a bad person is punished. So if something bad happens to you, it's because you're a bad person. That's this phenomenon that we have kind of as a society, really as a species. It's something that exists all over the world, not just here in the US. It's something that exists everywhere. We just have this mentality and this mindset. And the truth is that yes, lots of things are a product of our choices, but lots of things are out of our control. One way or another, criminals are still people, and I want to understand them more. I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing their experiences because it helps me grow as a person. It helps me see other perspectives. It helps me see other people's struggles. And after I decided to do this, which literally was me waking up one morning and just really having this overwhelming feeling of, I have to do this. I have to pursue this. And I didn't know right away that I wanted to do forensic psychology, but I knew I wanted to do something with mental health, and this is what came out. But after I decided that, I thought, you know what? I just need kind of some reinforcing energy. I really kind of want some universal validation. And my boyfriend came to me that night and said, do you want to watch Dahmer? There's a new show on Netflix, and I thought you might be interested in it. And I just kind of look at him because he's not into dark stuff like I am. I enjoy a good horror movie. I enjoy true crime stuff. He does not. So it was just kind of shocking. You want to watch this with me, babe? Really? But I said, okay. I was kind of excited, and because I always have been fascinated with Jeffrey Dahmer. He's kind of an anomaly in the criminal world, and I was interested in a new perspective on it. So I know that this show has garnered a lot of controversy because some people think it's too empathetic and some people think it's too sympathetic with Jeffrey Dahmer's story and his experience. And that is actually one of the things that really reinforced to me that I want to do this, because as I watched it, I already knew the basics and I already knew a lot about his history and his background and the crimes he committed and stuff, but he was a human too. Even the Netflix show calls him a monster, and what he did, again, was unforgivable. I'm not trying to make a case for why Jeffrey Dahmer is a good person. That's not the case I'm trying to make at all. It's that he was a person, and given the correct opportunities, could he have been a better person? Were there things that would have allowed him to channel the parts of himself that he was trying to fulfill? Were there other opportunities available to him? And in his case specifically, I think that the answer is yes. I think that there could have been things that could have led him down a different path if he would have gotten the help he needed, and if somebody would have taken the time to try to understand where he was coming from instead of just looking and saying, wow, you're a monster. I want to learn and understand without judging, because that's not my place. I'm not the judge. That's a whole different career, and I want to believe that justice will prevail in these situations. I want to believe, though, that most people can get help, and even the people that can't get help, we can understand and learn from these people, from their minds, from their behavior. There's so much there that we can utilize to improve society, to improve the human experience for who knows how many people, and in the long run, maybe to save lives. And the last thing, it's kind of a personal thing, but it is specific to why I chose forensic psychology, because I am really adamant about giving my shadow a positive role. So for me, the more I tried to shut her out and the more I tried to pretend she wasn't there or ignore her or hate her, the darker my thoughts became, the darker my surroundings became. And I eventually learned that I have to find ways to live in harmony with all aspects of myself. Now, I do not have dissociative identity disorder. I don't have schizophrenia or anything like that. These are just labels that I use for the different parts of my persona. And my shadow is what perpetrates those dark thoughts, the voice in my head that's saying you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're this, you're that, do the drugs, hurt yourself, whatever the case is, push that person away. That's my shadow. And I thought in doing this, and I've kind of proven myself right as I've been going through the process, that this gives her a way to be in the spotlight in a positive way, so she gets to utilize her love for the true crime and the things like that, and for all things kind of dark. She gets to utilize her love for that to do something good, because I realized a long time ago, kind of in the beginning of this healing journey, so about 4 years ago now, I realized my shadow, even though her actions end up causing harm, she doesn't want to cause harm. She does these things because she's trying to protect me. She says, do this because you know it makes you feel better. Now, I know it's not going to make me feel better in the long run, but that's all she knows, is this drug's going to make you feel better. This razor's going to make you feel better. Pushing that person away is going to keep them from abandoning you. So she does these things trying to protect me. And when I can say, hey, I have a job for you. Let's do this, and then you can really help me and you can really help other people, she kind of latches onto that and says, okay, I can watch Dahmer for homework, because homework, right? But it's been a really awesome opportunity to really harmonize the different parts of my persona. It's been amazing for my mental health. So far I have transferred those credits from the college in California I was telling you about. I transferred those credits, and I've been utilizing CLEP exams. So CLEP exams, most people don't know about them. You can take them, and they give you college credits for different courses. So you can take history, or you can take psychology 101, or you can take pre-calculus, or English, or whatever the case is. You can take a variety of classes, and it gives you college credits if you can test out of this exam. So if you can pass this exam, it gives you college credits. So I've been taking those, I've been self-studying and taking those, and I was really lucky because I made this decision after fall enrollment had already closed, but I was able to get into a couple late start classes that are required for my degree, but that aren't terribly difficult, and I can do them online. Now, I don't want to do my whole degree online. I am very adamant about making this a social experience and something that I enjoy doing, and I just don't want another excuse to be online all the time. So I want to go to the classroom itself. I want to go have this college experience, this school experience I never got to have. So I don't want to do all my classes online, but I'm doing my first couple, because otherwise I would have had to wait until next year. I would have had to wait till spring classes, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to knock as much out as I can in advance. So I have taken 2 CLEPs already, working on my 3rd. I have a couple more that I plan to do before the end of the year, as well as these 2 classes and the ones that have transferred over, and then I will really start full steam, full-time into classes and stuff. Don't worry, this has actually inspired me and giving me more energy, so I think that once I find my balance, I will be making more content, not less, because now I'm finding that motivation again. I was starting to lose it, I was starting to burn out, but now I'm finding that motivation, I'm having fun again, so I will be coming back with more content. But the one thing I have to toot my own horn on today is that my first CLEP was French. So it was French 1 and 2. So it was 4 years of college university classes. I have never taken a real French class in my life. I went to some stuff when I was in Montpellier, but I've never taken a formal French class. I did not learn through classes. I self-taught myself, and I passed out of 4 years of French because of it. And I'm so proud of myself. So I just had to share that. Je suis très fière de moi-même. So I really had to share that and just get excited, because I'm allowed to be proud of myself and I'm allowed to be excited, and this is a really awesome chapter in my life. So I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. If you think I'm crazy, because I am, and I love it. I'm mental. I have the shirt. You can get the shirt too, but I'm mental, and that's okay, and I'm utilizing that in the best way I can, and I'm just so happy and so excited for the next step in my journey and to share that with you guys. And I appreciate that you have been such a positive influence in my life. This channel has been such a positive experience in my healing journey, because you guys are there giving me encouragement and giving me constructive criticism sometimes and giving me feedback and building me up. And I hope that I'm doing the same for you, because that's the aim for this channel. But I just want to remind you guys, this is a two-way thing. So there's so much to be said about, you know, fostering that positive community and that positive environment, and you guys have very much given that to me, and I hope that I can give that back. So like I said, let me know what you think. I've been very excited to share this with you, and finally had time to make the video, so I'm very excited to share it. But as always, good, bad, and crazy, feel free to leave your stories here, your mental health stories. That's how we shatter the mental health stigma, is by talking about it. But if you have a passion or you have a desire and you keep telling yourself, it's too late, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too busy, blah, blah, blah. No, you're not. Pursue your passion. Pursue what it is you want to do, because believe me, it lights your soul on fire. So I am happy to keep sharing this part of this journey with you. I mean, all of the journey, but I'm excited to keep telling you guys how this is going. Now I can talk about it on my live streams. Yes! It was so hard for me the last couple of live streams to not say anything. So I'm excited. Share, I'll share, and I will see you soon. I love you so, so, so much. Mwah.